official name of the temple is Hindu Temple Society of North America, popularly known as Ganesh Temple, and we are located in Flushing on Bound Street between Holly Avenue and 45th Avenue. I'm Ramaswamy Mohan, and everybody calls me Mohan in this place. I'm a trustee of this temple, as well as the director in all of the temple's outreach activities. The temple was officially opened for public on July 4th, 1977. And then in the 90s, it really grew a lot with the opening of our cafeteria, opening of our temple school, weekend school, and opening of the community center, which has an auditorium of 700 people. We built a staff quarters on Bound Street. We bought a number of houses. We have wedding halls, several of them, at least 4 of them that are being used as wedding halls. And then we have 2 smaller halls for performances. The temple has registered more than 20,000 devotees, and the foot traffic annually, we estimate more than 100,000. We normally among ourselves say that there are in excess of 1 million Hindus living in the tri-state area, and more than 50–60% live in the New York City, Long Island area. So, and most of the Hindus, most of them are from India, but there are quite a bit of Hindus from Sri Lanka, from Guyana, from as well as from some Jamaica and other West Indian countries. But the majority of the population will be 80–90% will be from India. Our temple is the oldest of all the temples in North America, and the very first one where we actually brought all the granite, all the images and stone images and metal images, deities if you will, from India. They were all brought down physically.
You have many deities or many representations of the deities in the temple. Can you talk a little bit about the role and how that works?
There's a common misconception about Hinduism that Hindus worship many gods. Actually, they quote a number, 330 million gods, which is something that needs to be corrected based on our scriptures that are written in a language called Sanskrit, which is thousands and thousands of years old. What it is God can, according to us, cannot be defined, is beyond space, beyond time, and therefore for us humans to understand God, we need to give a form to God. So, but according to our scriptures, there could be many forms, but there is only one truth. That truth is called Brahman. Brahman is our God. Brahman is formless, no form, and it is and it's the source of all the energy, the entire universe. All the living beings on the universe originate from Brahman. Everything came out of Brahman is what the fundamental of Hinduism is. But the deities need to be looked at, because if you ask people to go and worship a formless something that you don't know, we Hindus believe it is very hard for a human mind to concentrate, and therefore we said we need to give forms. The 3 major forms are for the creation, preservation, and dissolution. Creation is represented by Brahma as opposed to Brahman. Brahma, no N in the last letter, and Brahma is a manifestation of the creation. Vishnu is the manifestation of preservation, and Shiva is the manifestation of dissolution. Hindus say the universe is a never-ending cycle of creation, preservation, dissolution.
One of the focuses of your temple is Ganesha. Can you talk a little bit about Ganesha and what it stands for?
Ganesha is, quote-unquote, came from the energy of Shiva, considered as one of the suns. Sun doesn't mean, sun was not born the same way as human beings or animals do. Ganesha is a spark of energy from Shiva to take care of a particular problem. And Ganesha has got a human body and an elephant face. Ganesha is the remover of obstacles. Human beings, the biggest problem in our life is obstacle. The biggest obstacle of a human being is a human mind. So symbolically, in front of Ganesha is a little mouse. What does a mouse do? Scurries around, just like our mind. Ganesha makes the mouse the vehicle, meaning conquering the mind. So Hinduism is full of symbolism. Mind being at the same time, it's the best thing that you could have, and it's the worst thing you could have. So the whole thing about Hinduism is conquering the negative of the mind, and then dharma, the righteousness, would be to get the mind on the right track. So the sages said, what are the important things to people? They said, oh, wealth is important. So we have a personification or a deity for wealth, which is a female goddess called Lakshmi. Likewise, for education, we have Saraswati, and we have for health and strength, Devi. Interestingly, all the important things like health, wealth, and education, all female deities. Hindus obviously believe the soul never dies. So, however, they say that because of your own responsibilities or your own actions, you accumulated karmas. They do the good deeds and bad deeds, and they put it in a quote-unquote bank account. The soul realizes, I'm being released from the body, so it travels, experiences good things or bad things depending on the deeds on this earth, and then comes back to exhaust more of the good things and the bad things. So you keep doing good things. At some point there are no bad things to exhaust, if you will, on experience from a previous birth or current birth. Using free will, you can create new karmas, good karmas. So at some point all the bad karmas are exhausted. Then the soul merges with Brahman, the divine energy.
Does that mean you're reincarnated into another life after?
Yeah, it could be, most human beings we believe will come back as human beings, except for really bad human beings who behave like animals. They go back to being born as an animal, just like they exhibited the tendencies in the birth.
Right.
So and then from animal they have to graduate to a human being.
You've given me so much great information today. I will just wrap up by saying if any student wants to learn more about Hinduism, are there any resources you recommend?
There is a great book, a name that you can Google. It's called Himalayan, Himalayan Academy, Himalayan Academy. The title of the book is called What is Hinduism? There are literally thousands and thousands of good books written by ancient scholars to modern day scholars. They are really, really high level. This particular book that I'm talking about, What is Hinduism, by the monastery in Kauai, Hindu monastery in Kauai, it really targets American-born, Western-born children who may or may not be Hindus.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome,
It was
Alex.
a pleasure.